folks, the honest to God truth is that the tax relief industry is full of crooks, scammers, and shysters who will say anything to get you to sign on the line which is dotted. Now, you may expect this from the smooth talking sales guy, the tax consultant on the other end of the phone. When you call in, you might expect that he's going to sell the moon to you and the stars and the sun, say, oh yeah, 99% guarantee we can get your tax debt just about wiped out, even though very few people actually qualify for something like that. But they'll say anything to get your money, right? They will. You might expect that from the sales guy. But the marketing departments at these tax relief companies can be just as bad. And one phrase that marketing departments at these tax relief companies have hooked onto for over a decade now is the Fresh Start Program. Okay? And I'm here to tell you that there is no new IRS Fresh Start Program for 2023, despite what you may see from in tax relief company advertising. Okay, I'm not even going to blur the name anymore. Okay, I'm just not. I used to maybe blur the names on these things. You can see the name right there. This ad here, this was an ad, I took a screenshot of it on Twitter, says the IRS just announced the 2023 Fresh Start Program to qualify more people for tax relief. Right, and I took a screenshot of this and I just posted on my Twitter false. The IRS has made absolutely no mention of a 2023 Fresh Start Program. No such thing. I added this big false stamp here, and I circled it in red in Canva. That's the extent of my graphic design skills. These ads are misleading and false. Okay, and it's an outright lie. This has not happened. What I have circled in red right here has not happened. The IRS has made no such announcement. And I challenge you, I really challenge you here to think critically on this point. If you're looking to hire a professional services organization to help you deal with your tax debt, if a company is willing to mislead you and misguide you in their marketing, don't you think that it follows that their sales guys are probably trained to misguide you as well and mislead you as well? I'm not talking about any one particular tax relief company here at all. Not the company that I mentioned, that I showed you in the ad. I'm past that now. Now I'm just trying to get into your brain and ask you to think critically here. If a company is misleading in its marketing, it is probably misleading in its sales. And if it's misleading in its sales, then its production team, the actual people working your case, will probably not be able to do what the sales guy told you they could do, or what the marketing led you to believe that they could do. So please think critically. Okay? Aggressive marketing leads to aggressive sales pitches, leads to overpromising and underdelivering. This is true in any industry, okay? Again, I'm not accusing any particular firm of anything with the statement I just said, but I just want you to be aware. Might get kind of weird here, okay, for some of you folks, but I'm going to say this anyway, okay? Now, this is obviously a different context in which he said this, but 2,000 years ago, a man named Jesus said this to his followers. He said that they would be sheep among wolves, and that therefore they were to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Okay? Whether you're religious or Christian or not, that's good advice. Okay, that is good advice. The tax relief industry is full of wolves, and some of these companies, they have scanned people out of literally millions and tens of millions of dollars. This was a big case the FTC brought. It's been over 10 years now. American Tax Relief. Okay, they bilked consumers out of more than $100 million by falsely claiming they could reduce their tax debts. Okay, and if you look into the actual complaint, it's the same thing tax relief companies are trying to pull today. They can't say pennies on the dollar anymore. There's some things they can't say anymore, but they toe that line, and they are still extremely aggressive in getting people to think that if they sign up with them, that the tax relief company is going to be able to provide a miracle to them, when that's just not the case. Okay, that's just not the case. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying many of them. Okay, there are legitimate tax relief options. Okay, but in the vast majority of the cases, it's not settling a boatload of tax debt for $100. Okay, it might be settling a boatload of tax debt for maybe a $50 monthly payment plan and a PPIA. It might be settling a boatload of tax debt, let's say $1 million of tax debt for maybe $20,000. But very rarely is it this $100 settlement. Right, that you sometimes see in these ads, and that salespeople love to talk about. Okay, Now, because you're watching my YouTube channel, you are probably more informed of a consumer than the person who just heard an ad on the radio or saw an ad on TV or clicked an ad online on Google or something like that. You're probably more informed because you're a researcher naturally. That's why you're here watching this video. That's why you're here on YouTube watching my stuff. But the person who got a notice from the IRS saying they owe $30,000, they're freaked out. They hear an ad on the radio. They call in. They are a sheep in every sense of the word except for actually being a sheep. When it comes to their tax set, they're a sheep. They don't know, right, what the rules are, what's possible, how tax relief works. Heck, most CPAs don't know how tax relief actually works because all they're doing is tax returns, right? Same thing for EAs. So how is the average person going to know how tax relief works? They're a sheep being led to the slaughter. They're sheep among wolves, okay? And the wolves are these shady tax relief companies who I had a conversation yesterday with a prospect, and I wanted to blow my top off. I'm going to show you here on screen. I don't care. Anyway, so you can go to my Twitter and read the whole thing. But basically, the tax relief company told him that they were like 99% sure they could get $7,000 of penalties abated, right? For a fee of $2,500. There's no, based on the fact pattern that the prospect gave me, there's no way in heck that anyone with any ethics or any combined with knowledge of how penalty abatement actually works could say that 99% guarantee about that, right? There's just no way. So I called him out on that, and I sent him a Yelp review who called out the actual salesperson he talked to's name, Dean here. And thankfully I felt like I saved a sheep from the slaughter, right? By doing this. You can read the whole tweet here on my Twitter if you want to get the whole story there. Point is, sheep among wolves, be wise as serpents, innocent as doves. Okay. So yeah, the IRS has made no such announcement of a 2023 Fresh Start program. Don't believe me? Do a site : search of irs.gov and put Fresh Start program in quotation marks, like I've done here. Okay, folks, you're getting results from 2012, 2013, 2015. Okay, 2012, because the IRS Fresh Start program, as I've explained in my very lengthy video on the IRS Fresh Start program, which you can watch up here at the top of the screen and in the description below, was simply a series of changes the IRS made in 2011 and 2012 mostly to its collections policies, right? That's all it is, okay? A series of changes the IRS made over 10 years ago to its practices, policies, and programs when it comes to tax collections and relief. Okay, there is no new Fresh Start program for 2023. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a marketing lie to get you to call in and become a sheep and be led to the slaughter and pay thousands of dollars to a company that overpromises and underdelivers. Oh, and that's probably going to put your case in the closet for at least the next 6 months and not touch it. Oh, and you can't reach your case manager either, right? Because they pay their case managers near minimum wage to keep the factory going, and it's sad. And there's turnover there, right? No one knows who's working in which case. It's just all, it's all a mess. Now, the Fresh Start program did do some things to make more people eligible for tax relief. Did the Fresh Start program make more people eligible for an offer in compromise? That's the agreement with the IRS to settle your taxes for less than you owe. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Before the Fresh Start program, but this change was 10 years ago, mind you. This isn't something new. Before the Fresh Start program, when determining how much you should offer in compromise to the IRS, if you watch my video on the offer in compromise formula, you'll be able to follow along here better than those who have not. But let's talk about now. So now, right, in calculating how much your offer in compromise is, you have to calculate your reasonable collection potential, right? You take your equity and assets per IRS math and add them to your monthly disposable income, calculated according to IRS math and standards. That monthly disposable income gets multiplied by a future income multiplier. Okay, right now it's 12 months. If you're doing a lump sum offer in compromise, paying your offer amount within 5 months after acceptance, and you multiply your monthly disposable income by 24 if you're doing a periodic payment offer in compromise, which gives you 24 months to pay off, to pay your offer amount. And that's thanks to the Fresh Start program, those lower future income multipliers. Before the Fresh Start program, those multipliers for the lump sum offer and compromise was 48 months, and for the periodic payment offer and compromise was 60 months, right? So this reduced the amount that a given taxpayer would have to offer in compromise of their tax debt, and therefore also made more people qualify for an offer in compromise, right? Also with respect to the offer in compromise, the Fresh Start program made the definition of a dissipated asset for offer in compromise more taxpayer friendly. It made income producing assets generally not includable in a taxpayer's reasonable collection potential for an ongoing business. It expanded the miscellaneous allowance of the national standard and clarified that federal student loan payments would be allowed to reduce a taxpayer's disposable income for offer and compromise purposes. And it made payments for delinquent state and local taxes allowable as a reduction to a taxpayer's disposable income. There's kind of a proration there versus their federal tax debt. The Fresh Start program did a bunch of other things as well, right? I've gone over all of them in my video on the Fresh Start program. Link to that video is in the description below. For example, up the maximum debt owed to be eligible for a streamlined installment agreement to be $50,000 rather than $25,000, which it used to be. And again, I've gone over all the what the Fresh Start program actually is in my very lengthy video on the Fresh Start program. But folks, these changes were made over 10 years ago. Okay, Fresh Start program hasn't changed over 10 years. Okay, and there's certainly no new Fresh Start program for 2023. It's the same thing. Any talk of a 2023 Fresh Start program is just aggressive marketing, and in my opinion, misleading marketing at that. And in my humble opinion, you should stay away from companies that are spreading lies in order to get you to call them. Okay, be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. If you want to increase your wisdom when it comes to tax relief and how it actually works, you can watch some other tax relief videos here on the left-hand side of your screen. If you'd like to talk to us at Choice Tax Relief, give us a call, 866-8000-TAX. Visit us at our website, choicetaxrelief.com. You can fill out the form on the homepage or in the menu at the top of the screen. You can click free consultation, book a free consultation on the calendar there. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.